The midday sun glints off the glass doors of Maison d'Or, the city's most exclusive fine dining restaurant. Inside, chandeliers glow like gold and soft jazz hums in the background. Every table is filled with polished people, suits, silk, and champagne. Then the doors open, and a man in a plain gray hoodie and worn jeans steps inside. He pauses near the entrance, scanning the room. He's tall, mid-40s, well-built, but there's a calm about him, the kind that doesn't beg for attention. The hostess, Lydia, approaches with a strained smile that doesn't reach her eyes. "Sir, this is a reservation-only establishment." The man nods politely. "I have one, Bryant, Malik Bryant." She hesitates, tapping the tablet on the podium. Her brow furrows. "I don't see that name listed." Malik's tone remains steady. "It was made this morning." She forces another smile. "Of course. Maybe you meant to book at our sister branch. This is Maison d'Or, Central Avenue." He looks at her, unbothered. "No mistake. This is the one." She glances over his outfit again. Sneakers, no watch, nothing flashy. And her smile fades. "Right. Please wait a moment." She walks away, muttering something to another host. They exchange looks and subtle laughter. Malik doesn't flinch. He simply stands near the corner, quietly taking in the restaurant's rhythm. How the staff treats the guests. How they move, how they smile only when money shines back at them. Moments later, the floor manager Victor appears. Mid-30s, slick hair, confident smirk. "Sir," he says, voice dripping politeness. "We're fully booked today." "We can't seat walk-ins." Malik tilts his head. "Walk-ins?" Victor gestures vaguely at Malik's clothes. "You understand, this is a premium establishment. The minimum reservation here starts at $500 per head." Malik raises an eyebrow. "Is that so?" Victor nods, smiling as if he's giving a life lesson. "Yes, sir. We have certain standards to maintain. Perhaps I could recommend a more casual restaurant nearby?" A soft laugh ripples from the front desk staff behind him. Malik's voice stays even. "You seem to have mistaken appearance for ability." Victor smirks. "Not at all, sir. Just experience." Malik lets the words hang. Then, quietly, he says, "Good. Then let's continue the experience." Victor hesitates, not sure how to respond, but waves a hand toward the back. "Fine, sir. We'll find a seat." They lead him to the farthest corner table, near the kitchen doors, away from the glowing chandeliers and soft music. Malik sits, calm. He studies the staff as they pass, how they smile differently at the man in a suit than the woman in a sweater. He doesn't touch the menu. Then, from the kitchen window, a voice murmurs, "Mr. Bryant?" Malik glances up. A young man, maybe mid-20s, peeks through the kitchen doors, eyes wide with recognition. Jordan. He's wearing a stained apron, hands wet from washing dishes. His expression is a mix of surprise and respect. Malik gives a small nod, pressing a finger to his lips, a quiet signal to stay silent. Jordan freezes, then nods back quickly and disappears inside again. Malik leans back, a faint smile forming. The test begins. The restaurant hums with quiet luxury. Waiters glide between tables carrying plates that look more like art than food. Soft music spills from hidden speakers, and the faint scent of truffle oil hangs in the air. At the back corner table, Malik Bryant sits patiently, hands folded. He's surrounded by elegance, yet treated like an inconvenience. A waiter, Sean, finally approaches, glancing at Malik's clothes with a half smirk. "Good afternoon, sir." "Would you like some water while you wait?" "Yes, thank you," Malik says. Sean nods but doesn't move. Instead, he looks around, as if double-checking that someone else isn't watching him serve. "Still or sparkling?" he adds flatly. "Still." Sean walks away, not to get water, but to the front counter, where Lydia, the hostess, and Victor, the manager, stand chatting. Lydia lowers her voice, but Malik can still catch the words. He says his name's Bryant. "Walked in like he owns the place." Victor snickers. "If he owned the place, he wouldn't be sitting back there by the dishwasher door." Sean joins in. "Maybe he's one of those YouTube prank guys. You know, pretending to be rich." Lydia giggles. "He better not be pretending to afford that menu." Malik hears every word, but his face remains calm, unreadable. He takes a slow sip of water when it finally arrives, eyes still scanning the room. Meanwhile, from behind the kitchen window, Jordan, the dishwasher who recognized him earlier, sneaks another glance. He sees how they treat Malik, the laughter, the delay, the coldness. He shakes his head, muttering under his breath, "If only they knew." Sean returns after nearly 10 minutes. "Are you ready to order, sir?" "Yes," Malik says evenly. "I'll take the chef's special," Sean blinks. "Sir, that's quite expensive." "Are you sure?" Malik looks up slowly. "I didn't ask about the price. I asked for the chef's special." Sean forces a grin. "Of course." He turns away, whispering again as he passes Lydia. He's ordering the chef's special. "Can you believe that?" They laugh quietly. When Malik's dish finally arrives, it's placed down carelessly, sauce spilled on the edge of the plate. Sean doesn't even say enjoy. Malik looks at it, then up at him. "You forgot something," Sean frowns. "Excuse me?" "A smile," Malik says softly. "It's part of the service, isn't it?" The waiter flushes slightly but rolls his eyes as he walks off. From across the room, Victor watches, shaking his head. "Unbelievable. You try to give people like that a chance. And this is what happens." Jordan, still working near the kitchen sink, clenches his jaw. He remembers the stories Malik told him years ago, when he worked under him at another branch. Stories about dignity, about treating every person like they mattered. Now, seeing his old boss disrespected by his own staff burns like acid. Meanwhile, Malik finishes his meal quietly. When he asks for dessert, Sean smirks. "Dessert? Sir, are you sure you want to keep adding to your bill?" Lydia laughs under her breath again. But this time, Malik's voice carries authority. "I'm sure," he says. "And add a tip, $200. Sean freezes mid-step. Lydia blinks. Victor, overhearing from the bar, bursts out laughing. "A $200 tip? For a $30 meal? Sure thing, big spender," but Malik's tone doesn't change. "You'll process it when I'm done." "It's a test," Victor frowns. "A test?" Malik looks up at him, his calm eyes cutting through the noise. "Yes, and so far, you're failing it." For a moment, Victor's confidence falters, but only for a second. He leans closer, lowering his voice. "Sir, maybe this isn't the right restaurant for you. We cater to a certain clientele. People who understand class." Malik tilts his head slightly. "You mistake money for class, Victor." "They're not the same," Victor smirks, pretending not to be shaken. "Maybe you should take that lesson to heart." He turns to Sean. "Get him his check and make it quick." Malik sits back, quiet again. Every insult, every dismissive glance, he absorbs them one by one, not in anger, but in patience. Jordan watches from the kitchen door, fists clenched. His heart beats faster as he sees Victor raise his voice slightly at Malik. Then, as Malik stands to leave, Victor steps closer, blocking his path. "Sir, before you go, I need to make sure that tip of yours won't bounce." Lydia snickers behind him. "Might as well check his pockets too." The laughter echoes faintly, cruel and ignorant. Malik doesn't move, doesn't shout. He simply looks Victor in the eye and says, with unnerving calm, "Be very careful how you finish this sentence." But Victor doesn't listen. "Or what? You'll complain to the owner?" That's when it happens. The moment that will change everything. From behind them, a voice calls out firmly, "You are talking to the owner." Everyone turns. Standing at the kitchen doorway, holding a towel, is Jordan, eyes locked on Victor. The restaurant falls silent. Even the music seems to fade. Victor laughs nervously. "What did you just say?" Jordan steps forward. "That's Mr. Malik Bryant, founder and CEO of the Imperial Dining Group. He owns every Maison d'Or in this city." The air turns to glass. Lydia's face drains of color. Sean's mouth opens, but no sound comes out. Malik finally speaks, voice low, steady, and devastatingly calm. "Now you understand the test. The air inside Maison d'Or has gone still. Every laugh, every whispered insult, every smug look vanishes in a heartbeat. All eyes are on Malik Bryant, who now stands tall in the center of the dining room, his quiet composure turning into something unmistakable: authority. The dishwasher's words still hang in the air like thunder after lightning. He owns this place. Victor blinks rapidly, forcing a shaky laugh. Excuse me? That's impossible. You expect me to believe he's the owner? Jordan steps forward, towel in hand, heart pounding but steady. Yes, sir. I worked under him at the Lakeside branch 2 years ago. That man, he points to Malik, built this company from nothing. He's the reason you even have a job. Murmurs ripple through the restaurant. A couple of diners nearby have stopped eating, watching the scene unfold. Phones are discreetly lifted, recording. Malik sighs softly, his calm cutting through the tension. It's fine, Jordan. You can stand down now. Jordan nods but doesn't move far. He's protective now, loyal to the core. Malik turns to Victor. You wanted proof? You'll have it. He pulls out his wallet. Not flashy, just a simple black leather fold. From it, he removes a card. Imperial Dining Group, Executive Founder Access, Malik A. Bryant. He places it gently on the counter. No one moves. Victor's throat tightens. Sir, I didn't know. Malik's voice is calm but cold. That's the problem. You didn't care to know. You saw what I wore, not who I was. You judged a man by the fabric of his clothes instead of the weight of his character. He steps closer. His voice still measured, yet sharper with every word. When I walked in here, I wasn't looking for luxury. I was looking for respect. Something that should come free. Yet you made it expensive. The staff shift uneasily. Lydia looks at the floor, ashamed. Sean's face has gone pale. Malik continues. I built this company with one goal, to treat every customer like a guest of honor. Because when I was young, I was treated like I didn't belong anywhere. I promised myself my businesses would never make anyone feel that way. His words echo across the marble walls. The room listens, silent, humbled. He turns to Victor. And yet here we are, my own staff doing exactly what I fought against. Victor finally speaks, voice trembling. Sir, please. I didn't mean... Malik cuts in sharply, though never raising his voice. You meant every word you said. You meant every smirk, every whisper. That's why it came so easily to you. He glances toward Lydia and Sean. And you laughed. You watched someone be humiliated for sport. That tells me what kind of team this branch has become. Jordan steps forward quietly. Sir, not everyone's like that. Some of us still remember your words. Malik looks at him and smiles faintly. I know, Jordan. That's why you're still here. He faces the others again. Do you all know what today was supposed to be? No one answers. Malik continues. I came here to evaluate this location, to see if it deserved to be the flagship branch for our national expansion. I wanted to see the service, the heart, the respect. Victor's eyes widen. Sir, please, we can fix this. Malik shakes his head slowly. You already failed. The only one who passed is standing right there washing dishes. Jordan's jaw drops slightly. Sir, I was just doing my job. Malik smiles. Exactly. And that's why you'll have a new one. He turns to Victor. Effective immediately, you're relieved of duty. You'll collect your things and leave before the hour's up. Victor opens his mouth to protest, but Malik raises a hand. And that's enough. Don't argue. You led through arrogance, not example. And arrogance doesn't last. He looks at Lydia and Sean next. You'll both stay, but under new management. Your pay will be reduced by 30%. You'll undergo retraining under Jordan's supervision. Lydia's eyes widen. Jordan? But he's... Malik interrupts, his tone sharp. He's your new restaurant manager. The silence that follows is deafening. Even the diners whisper. Jordan's mouth opens, but no words come out. Sir. Me? Malik nods. You've earned it. Loyalty doesn't wear a uniform. It shows in how you treat people when no one's watching. He reaches into his pocket, pulls out a sleek keycard, and places it in Jordan's hand. That's your access card. Office, payroll, everything. Jordan stares at it, overwhelmed. Thank you, sir. I won't let you down. Malik's expression softens. I know you won't. I trust people who remember where they came from. He turns back to the rest of the staff, eyes steady. Let today be a reminder. You never know who you're serving or who's watching. Respect should never depend on your guess of someone's worth. He picks up his wallet, slips the card back inside, and buttons his jacket. Then, before walking out, he looks toward the entire dining room. To anyone who watched what happened today, remember this. Money can buy service, but it can't buy decency. That's something you either have or you don't. He gives Jordan one last nod, then walks toward the exit. The doors open automatically, and sunlight floods in, his shadow stretching across the marble floor as he leaves. Victor sinks into a chair, pale and speechless. Lydia whispers, "He really owns it." Sean mutters, "And we laughed at him." Behind them, Jordan stands tall, holding the key card. For the first time, the staff look at him with respect. Malik's car door shuts outside. The engine hums, and with it, the restaurant's culture changes forever. The next morning, sunlight spills across the glass towers of downtown. Inside the Imperial Dining Group's corporate headquarters, a long oval table gleams beneath crystal lights. The room buzzes with quiet tension. 12 board members sit in polished suits, murmuring among themselves. They've all heard rumors about the incident at the Maison d'Or branch, but no one knows exactly what happened. The door opens. Malik Bryant walks in. The conversations stop immediately. He isn't angry. He's composed, calm, wearing a tailored charcoal suit. But his presence carries weight, the kind that makes people sit straighter. "Good morning," Malik says evenly, setting down his briefcase. "We have a lot to discuss." The head of HR, Elaine, clears her throat. "Mr. Bryant, we received reports about an incident yesterday. Something about a confrontation with staff?" Malik nods. "Confrontation isn't the word I'd use. Lesson is more accurate." He opens his briefcase and pulls out a small USB drive. "This contains footage from Maison d'Or's security cameras. I had them send me the recordings." The lights dim slightly as the footage plays on the screen. They all see it. Victor mocking Malik, Lydia laughing, Sean treating him like dirt. And finally, the moment Jordan spoke up, "You are talking to the owner." The room stays silent. No one dares move. Malik lets the video end, then turns to the board. "Every company has a policy on customer service," he says, "but very few have a culture of respect. I built this brand to be different, to prove that success can have a soul." He pauses, scanning the faces around the table. "Yesterday showed me how far some branches have drifted from that mission." One of the board members, a tall man named Richard, leans forward cautiously. "With all due respect, Malik, isolated incidents happen." "You can't," Malik interrupts, but not harshly. "It wasn't isolated. It was systemic, and I let it grow because I assumed everyone shared my values. I was wrong." He clicks a button on the remote, revealing a slide. "New policy, Respect First Initiative. This program will be implemented across every branch," Malik says. "Every employee, from manager to server, will undergo empathy and equality training. No exceptions." Elaine raises an eyebrow. "That'll be costly." Malik meets her gaze. "So is disrespect." He lets that hang in the air. Then he continues. "I've already begun restructuring. Victor Hale, former manager of Maison d'Or, has been demoted to site operations as a night security officer." The board members glance at each other, shocked but silent. Malik continues calmly. "Lydia and Sean will remain on staff but with reduced pay and mandatory retraining. And the dishwasher who showed integrity, Jordan Cole, has been promoted to general manager of that location." A murmur runs through the room. Elaine blinks. "A dishwasher? General manager?" Malik nods. "Yes, he passed the test the rest failed. Leadership isn't about title, it's about character." He leans forward slightly, his voice lower but sharper now. "I built this empire not by judging people by their suits or accents, but by watching how they treat others when no one's looking. Yesterday, Jordan reminded me why I started all this." He looks around the table, every eye locked on him. "So from this day on, anyone representing this company will remember that service is not servitude. It's respect in motion. If anyone can't uphold that, they won't have a place here." The silence that follows is absolute. Then slowly, Elaine nods. "Understood, Mr. Bryant. You've made your point." Malik closes the presentation and stands. "One last thing," he says. "We'll be launching a new internal campaign. Its slogan will be simple. You never know who's sitting at your table." A few people smile nervously. But everyone gets the message. Malik turns to leave, But before stepping out, he pauses and adds, "Oh, and have HR prepare Jordan's new contract. Full managerial benefits, plus a car allowance." He walks out, his polished shoes echoing on the marble floor. Outside the glass walls, the city glows, a reminder of how far he's come from the boy no one once believed in. As the elevator doors close, Malik allows himself a rare smile. Justice hadn't needed anger, just truth. A week passes. The Maison d'Or restaurant looks the same from the outside. Gold signage, spotless glass, valet parking. But inside, the air feels different, softer, calmer. The laughter is still there, but not the cruel kind. Behind the counter, Jordan Cole stands in a crisp new suit, no longer in an apron, no longer behind the dish pit, but behind the manager's desk. His nameplate gleams under the light. Jordan Cole, general manager, he moves with quiet confidence, greeting every guest with a genuine smile. The staff, even Lydia and Sean, now follow his lead, polite and careful, a little more human than before. And then the glass doors open. Malik Bryant steps inside. This time, everyone recognizes him immediately. The conversations pause. Sean straightens his posture. Lydia fumbles with menus. Jordan notices him first and breaks into a wide grin. "Mr. Bryant." Malik smiles, shaking his hand warmly. "Jordan, how's the first week been?" Jordan laughs softly. "Intense, sir. But good. Everyone's learning. Even me." Malik glances around. "I can see that?" The place feels different. He turns toward the staff. Lydia approaches nervously. "Good afternoon, Mr. Bryant. Welcome back." He nods politely. "Good to see you, Lydia. I hear you've been doing well in retraining." She swallows hard. "Yes, sir. I'm trying to do better. I've learned a lot about people." Malik's gaze softens. "Good. Growth starts with humility." He looks to Sean, who's avoiding eye contact. "Sean," Malik says gently, "are you enjoying your work?" Sean clears his throat. "Yes, sir, I owe you an apology." Malik smiles faintly. "You don't owe me an apology. You owe yourself a change." Sean nods quickly, eyes down. Malik turns back to Jordan. "Walk with me." They move through the dining area, stopping near the back corner table, the same one Malik sat at the week before. He looks at it quietly. "This is where everything started." Jordan nods. "And ended," he says softly. "You changed everything that day, sir." Malik shakes his head slightly. "No, Jordan." "You did," Jordan frowns. "Me?" "Yes," Malik says, sitting down at the same chair. "You spoke up when no one else did. That takes courage. Leadership doesn't start with authority. It starts with conscience." Jordan looks humbled. "I just couldn't stand watching it happen. You've always said respect is the foundation of service." "I just remembered that." Malik smiles warmly. "And that's why you'll go far. You see, money can open doors, but character keeps them open." He reaches into his jacket and pulls out a small envelope. "Consider this a token of appreciation." Jordan hesitates, then opens it. Inside, a check. The amount makes his breath hitch. "Sir, I can't—" "You can," Malik interrupts softly. "It's a bonus and a beginning. I want you to oversee 2 more locations next quarter. You'll train the new managers personally." Jordan stares, speechless. "Me? Sir, that's exactly what you've earned." For a long moment they sit in silence, not awkward, but heavy with meaning. Malik stands and looks around the restaurant again, every table occupied, every customer smiling, every server attentive. "This," Malik says quietly, "is what I wanted to see all along. Not perfection, just respect." As he walks toward the exit, Lydia and Sean both stop what they're doing to thank him. He nods once, smiling faintly. "Keep going. Every day's a new chance to do right." At the door, Jordan calls out, "Mr. Bryant?" Malik turns. Jordan grins. "Will we see you again soon?" Malik's smile widens. "Oh, you will. But next time, I'll be sitting here as a guest, not a test." The restaurant laughs lightly. Relieved and proud, Malik steps out into the bright morning, the door closing softly behind him. He pauses, glancing up at the shining Maison d'Or sign. For the first time in a long while, he feels peace. He didn't just build an empire, he rebuilt a culture. and as his car pulls away, the golden reflection of the sign fades in the mirror, replaced by the simple truth he's always lived by. Respect is the real currency of the world.